Business owners, what's important about employee benefits, right? The main things are retention, recruiting, and then overall cultural for your company, right? Those are big three things of why businesses want employee benefits. There's one other one as well, and that's as the business owner, your own benefits, right? This is your business.
Don't leave yourself out.
Don't leave yourself out.
You gotta get in on this.
Right. Now, obviously, there's rules and regs, and we'll get to why you only can do certain things as the business owner. Yeah. But you need to think about it on twofold. You as the employee, and then you as the employer, and making sure that you can build your team. Obviously, we see a lot of things. Black Mammoth has business consulting. We also have CPAs on staff that do business consulting as well. So the question is, up front is, if I don't have business or I don't have employee benefits, what should be the ones that I start with, and what should I expect from those? And we'll get into details later, but as an overview, you're going to work with a business owner, and they ask, man, what benefits should we even start with?
I think if a business owner asks that question right in front of me, it's like, okay, what's most important to you? If you were an employee, what's most important to you? And then we can dive in from there. What should I start with as a business owner? Okay, well, when you were an employee, or if you have never been an employee, what would be the most important to you, your family? I mean, we're going to keep going back to family planning and that, but what's most important to you?
Great question. And then what are the goals of the business?
Yeah.
Another question, like, are you a solopreneur now but going to be adding people? Are you sort of been in it a couple years and now adding benefits? Like, where are you at in the stage of business, and what are your goals? I think is a really good question to start with as well.
And then the third would be, what's your tax bill?
Right.
I mean, as the business owner in the business, yes, employee benefits, it's great for employees, all of that, but ultimately also you want to reduce your tax bill. And employee benefits are a very fantastic way of doing so, not only for the business, but for you personally, right?
And I think that's 100%. Something that's overlooked.
I think it's overlooked a lot.
You're thinking about expenses, and this is going to come out of, whatever I'm making. But if you can look at it in a different way, it may even help your business.
Absolutely. And let's not think that you have to pay 100% for everything either, right? And there's ways to build this, as you said, with the vision. Different types of tiers, right? You have different employee types. Tier what their benefits are, certain percentages, whatever it is to build to fit, one, your business, but also ultimately what you want to do as the business owner. So health insurance, fairly easy one, right? What is one thing right now? Let's give them a little taste of every one of these. What's the one huge benefit for a business owner using health insurance? What should they all most likely do from their perspective as an employee?
Have health insurance?
What type of plan?
Oh, the high deductible.
Yes.
HSA.
Yes.
I was trying to. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, I was trying to figure out exactly what the question inside the question was. Yes.
Yes. Why?
High deductible.
Why a high? Well, one, high deductible plan, which you can tie an HSA to it, right? Mm-hmm. Why? As the business owner, of course.
You want to take it? You want me?
Go ahead.
Well, I think I'm getting what you want me to say. So you can put money into the HSA and not necessarily need to use that for medical right now. It could be medical in retirement, but you could be growing it, investing it now. So there's a good advantage of putting money in and using that.
Absolutely. And it's tax
free.
Deductible, right?
Tax free later.
And potentially tax free, depending on how you use it, right?
And inside the HSA, inside the HSA as a business owner, you can also, if you have employees, match and put money into their HSAs. Absolutely. So another benefit as the employer, as the business owner themselves of, okay, I have employees, I can help build theirs now too.
Absolutely. And another bucket that, again, from the investment standpoint, yes, you can go to the market, but also our favorite, self-directed. You can self-direct your HSA into real estate, other businesses, etc. If you don't know what that is, go ahead, check out our other podcast about self-directed, and we'll speak way more about that because it's a fun one. But also those are just huge benefits of having a high deductible HSA plan that take care of you as the business owner, but also you can start to layer other things for your employees. And if you're a high earner as well, It's vitally important. Vitally important. What's next? What's another easy, quick one that business owners should probably just do?
Retirement plan.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Put some money in for later in life.
Absolutely. Which one? Really, there's only one that you really should think about, regardless if you're a solo or not.
The 401k. You're getting a
About
lot
to
of
say
you're like,
safe harbor.
Yeah.
Safe harbor
Right.
401k. I mean, there's a lot of choices out
Yeah.
there. I think that's, again, what's the best for your business and you. 401k gives you the most flexibility.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's ultimately what we're getting at. When you're starting out, or even if you have them, is the amount of flexibility you can have each year so you can deal with tax changes, your own personal income, or adding
Yeah.
benefits. And a 401k allows you the most flexibility
Mm-hmm.
of determining that, right?
mean,
You can also do simple IRA, which is like a baby 401k.
Oh, a baby.
Well, more restricted, right? There's more restrictions there. We'll get in details there.
You can't put as much in.
And you can't put as much in. SEP, don't prefer those because you have to lock into putting stuff in for
Well, I
your
see a
employees.
lot of
so
people with SEPs, to be
there's
honest.
a lot with SEPs.
So I'm trying to figure out like how that's happening.
I think it's the I see most of them coming from accountants that they set up the SEP. It's the easiest to get installed,
Mm-hmm.
easiest to operate.
Yeah.
Setup cost is usually free, right?
Relatively low.
401ks, there's going to have
There's
those.
a cost.
But with that cost, there's a tax credit for starting a solo or a 401k,
Yep.
even if it's a solo. But it's the flexibility, and it becomes more complex.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so to simplify it, they go with a SEP. But the biggest problem is if I'm a business owner, which I am, and we want to do a SEP, and I want to max out my 25%, guess what the plan has to do? Put in 25% of your
Exact
guys',
same.
Oh, thank you.
right? So like
It's
if you
so thoughtful of
you
you.
start off and you're like, oh yeah, 25, and then I get employees, and now you're like, oh no, I don't want to put in that,
Right.
and now it reduces yours. So it just loses that
Just
flexibility.
some of that future
that's
vision,
education.
like where am I now as a business owner? Where do I want to be in a couple years? I think
Right.
you want that flexibility in there built in.
You need it.
Absolutely. And I think
As you
we
grow.
keep reverting back to accountants because benefits and CPAs and stuff like that go hand in hand. But an accountant that also has a futuristic vision of your business, where your business wants to go, is vitally important. If you are just trying to lower you're only concerned about this year's bill, and that's it, and you don't have any planning for the future, you're just kind of going to get stuck in a rut. And eventually you're going to cap yourself, and you're going to put a ceiling on yourself when you do that kind of planning.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. And it's not accountants' jobs to know exactly how those plans work. They do it from a tax standpoint, right? And that there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
But to really do planning, you either need to hire someone for a couple hours, or you just need to dive into that education, because there's a big difference between each one of specifically the retirement plans that we're
Mhm.
talking about, and the effects of you now, and then again, the vision, what's going on later, as well.
And end of year, we're getting end of year. So
Oh, yeah.
if you don't have a plan, this is a really good time to think about it, because
Yeah.
you may have some tax credits or things that could help your overall business.
Or some accounts that absolutely need opened.
Yes.
Right.
Because October 31st is the first deadline for one of those. So
Right.
you might want to hurry if we're going to do that. Otherwise, you got till 12/31,
Yep.
or you know what, just start it next year,
Yeah.
and throw it into tax planning as you get into it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're thinking about it, there's a time to do it, and it is now. Now is that time.
So here's a question, I guess, for business owners, for you guys. So think about, okay, I have a business. There's value in my business. Do I actually need a retirement plan as another thing to have, or can I just use the value from my business and not have anything else? 'Cause I think a lot of
Oh.
people maybe
I see
think
where you're
about
going.
that.
Yeah, like instead of putting money into a retirement
Yeah,
plan,
I'm
my
putting money
business
into
is my retirement
My
plan.
business is my retirement plan. I'm putting money into this, or employees. Do I need something else? What's your thoughts on that?
My thought is, yes, you do, because if you're that successful as a business, there's excess cash. Well, now you're paying taxes on that excess cash for no reason. So from just a tax standpoint, you do. From an actual planning standpoint, what happens if your business just blows up.
Yeah.
What happened? What happens if that happens?
That's exactly where
Right.
my mind went. I was like,
So it's I have all this excess cash. That's great and dandy, but now what? Right? You didn't utilize the tools that are there for you. Not only help you on the tax situation, but also later. And then let's not even talk about, or we can get to talking about Roth. Why can't I just now have tax free later? If I sell my business, I'm getting taxed on it
Right.
relatively heavily, right? So now, why would you want to miss out on opportunities that are,
yeah.
we deem technically free money? Like that's just free money, and you're just gonna say bye.
Yeah, my mind went exactly where yours did on the more morbid side. Like if my business just dissolves and ends up in 10, 15 years, it's just now it's a dying industry. It's just done. What do I do?
Right.
If I just invested all of my money back in there, now I don't have, just like you said, let's have a safety net. Let's have a net around us. If I don't have a safety net, then.
Now, I think the follow up to that is how do I balance that then, right? Not
Right.
100% in, not 100% out type of thing. Again, that's where you should hire someone. Honestly, I don't have another way around that.
Yeah, planning.
You're planning from a tax standpoint, and then you're also business financial planning, those hand in hand to help you with that. There is no steadfast rule. It's not 50-50, 60-40. The media loves doing 60-40 in the investment world. There is no random number percentage wise because your plan is so unique and complex. No matter how simple you think it is, it really is. And so it's worth hiring someone for a couple hours just to at least give you a nice
Well,
little
it's
launch
specific.
pad.
Yeah, specific for the business owner and their business.
Yeah.
And what they want to do. And there's a lot of partners out there, including us, that do this. And I think it's, again, walk alongside somebody.
Right.
Rather than doing it yourself.
I think Black Mammoth has a really cool service dedicated specifically for that type of situation.
Which one is that?
I think that would be the VIP day.
Oh, yeah, I love the VIP day.
The
Are you gonna
VIP
let's plug
Let's
that.
plug
'cause
that.
it's so
Yeah,
good.
The VIP day. Tell us about the VIP day.
Ryan, you go. You
Okay, yeah. So honestly, this is a service that's so unique and unlike anything else that, this is my 5th year in the industry. I've never had an experience like this. We've done 2 of them now. Sit down with all 3 of us on our team, as well as our CPA for an X amount of time that we just dive through every single little nook and cranny of your business. Could be personal, but as we're focused on business owners right now, of your business, now personal and business obviously cross paths, and we're going to figure out from a structural standpoint, are you structured right? From a cash flows revenue standpoint, are your margins good enough? From a tax standpoint, are you taking all the advantages that you are in your taxes? From a futuristic goals, do you have goals? Are they too far in your future? Do you have short-term, long-term goals? And ultimately, and this is our favorite question, what do you want your life to look like? What do you want your business to look like when retirement comes, or when, 2, 3, 4 years from now, 10 years from now comes? What do you want things to look like?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's super cool. And we focus on their priorities. So we have some ideas around what we can do once we start seeing their information, their tax returns and their financials. But then what do they want to tackle right away? We get that out of the way and done so they can focus on their next things. And I think that's super cool.
Absolutely. It's 6 hours. It's
5.
5.5 technically.
Okay, you're adding lunch.
I
That's
just
fine. He added
okay.
another hour.
we'll give you 6.
Okay.
5.5, 6 hours depends, right? But it's $6,000. You get us and our team for that entire time. You get lunch. You also can have a cocktail, right? Because we got a full bar out there. But at the end of the day, you're going to be probably mentally exhausted, but you're going to get an action plan of what you can do and how to take those steps to achieve whatever that scope is that you laid out for us. As well as you're going to get proposals from us, because we'll give it to you. Go do it. Do it yourself. Have at it. This is the runway you need. Or you can hire us, and we'll go side by side with you through that whole process. So it's really fun. It's a really fun day. We've heard nothing but great things about it. It is long, but you're going to get all of those little answers that you needed.
I think what makes it unique too is it can go for new businesses, startups, that really, again, their main focus might be the structural, maybe the funding piece, maybe, helping themselves set some of those, cost, revenue, whatever it might be, models. And then it could be somebody who's established and is just like, okay, now it's time to scale. Now it's time to grow. how do I bring in benefits? We'll go circle back to benefits. How do I bring in some of these employee benefits? Help me build an exit plan if that's my plan is to, sell in 7 to 10 years, whatever it might be.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, how do I'm trying to spin the wheels here, but there's several things and several routes that you can go, and it's not just for startups. It's for every business in every single walk.
Yeah, and I think the cool thing is what you're talking about is it's really collaborative. It's roll up your sleeves, bring in your computer, like we're working on this together, and there's a ton of ahas that come out of that. Like just different moments that clients are learning things, and we're learning things as well. So it's a super cool day.
Black
We should do something
Mammoth.
special.
Black
If
Mammoth
someone reaches out from this podcast.
VIP Day. We should. What do you want to do?
I don't know. What do you want to do? I just threw that out.
Yeah.
If you listen to this podcast, don't know the name or don't know the number, we'll get that. But how about we do? Let's do 15% off.
Okay.
15% off VIP
like
Day.
it.
If you use this podcast, and we'll just do, I don't know, business owner employee benefits. Just label that, right? And this will come off. So this will come out next. Well, I can't even say next Wednesday. What is that? October 3rd or 4th is when it'll be out. As long as in the month of October you utilize that for us,
Yep.
we'll give you
I like
15%
it.
off our
I
VIP
like
Day.
it.
It's really
the
fun.
perfect time to
Yeah.
do this, especially with the benefit season,
Exactly.
end of year planning. It's perfect.
Let's
I think
go.
one thing to warn you guys about: be prepared to open
Warning,
stuff up.
warning.
It is a warning, but like be
Trigger
prepared.
warning.
We do ask a lot from this day of when it comes to documentation. We're trying to get as deep of a picture, as detailed of a picture as possible, so it can't be super high level, nonchalant stuff. Otherwise, it's kind of going to be a waste of your time, and we probably won't even be able to schedule that meeting without specific documentation that you will get an email, an action item list before the meeting even starts. Says, hey, we need this so then we can prepare.
Absolutely. VIP Day, Black Mammoth, employee benefits, business owners, 15% off for the month of October. All right. See our sponsor? Look at that. Look at that. We're all one. We're all one. So to finalize up some employee benefits, other ones that are important are going to be your disability, right?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you as a business owner, highly important, specifically like both business overhead expense and disability, which we'll dive into. Again, we've already hit upon with employees, but your maternity coverage is short-term disability.
Yeah.
I don't know how many times I have to repeat that because in America, we don't do that well enough, in my opinion. But short-term disability is maternity, okay? And then some other ones that are always in there are going to be your supplemental stuff, the cancer, those types of things. But one we'll dive into. I won't consider it a benefit per se, but having some type of buy-sell policy in place, and I don't just mean life insurance, but like an idea of what's going to happen with your business
Right.
if something's going to happen to you.
I think a couple things I want to add is you may just have 2 employees. It may be small, but you can still get benefits. There's a lot of companies out there that are offering benefits with 2+ people, so don't think you can't do it. And it's good to ask. I think that'll be important.
Yeah, and it's not super expensive. Like it is not a super expensive thing. Any one of these plans really.
No.
It's just a matter
No.
of, do you care for yourself and your employees
Right.
enough to do this really?
And I think that might get people. It's going to cost too much, and really, I think it's worth looking into and actually see the cost. And you can break it up where you're paying for some as a business owner, and you maybe the employees can elect some certain choices that you're not paying for, but you offer it. So
Absolutely.
there's different ways to kind of break it out.
I just went to different routes of business owners. There's so much that you can do within retirement plans and who you're
Yeah, I think
employing.
there's so much like
Who you're
creative stuff.
employing who are your employees? Do you have a child that you can employ?
Now
Different
you're
stuff
going
like
down
that.
a
Now you're
rabbit
going
hole.
taxes.
Yeah.
Don't go that rabbit hole.
But it's a benefit as as a business owner to do those things.
Yes, tax wise.
Yeah.
Tax wise. Some other exotic ones that we do would be wealth management seminars, webinars, just educating your employees through the financial realm of complexities that you can pick up most likely, but also that could happen prior to releasing any of these benefits.
100%.
If it's just something that you want to give some value to, a lot of firms do it, but specifically we do it as well. So think about those things as
I
you're a
think-
business owner.
Because you see a lot of like 401k plans, but do the employees know what's in them, what they're investing in? I mean, I think
Right.
that's a big disconnect that we see in the industry, and then with business owners. So that's value add. Like if they have that peace of mind, they know they can invest in, what their options are, and build a plan around that. That's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Well, and again, that education piece, if your employees are educated, they're in a good financial spot.
Right.
They're going to be better employees for you. They're going to produce better. They're going to be more mentally stable. I mean, finances, we talk about it a lot. What's your money mindset? And we talk about mental health a lot. Finances cause a lot of mental struggles. So
yeah,
if your
there's a lot of
employee is
financial stress
educated
out there.
enough around these things and is in a good financial place, they have these benefits in place where now if something happens, hey, my family's good. We're covered. We're ready to go. You're probably sitting in a pretty good place as an employer, and retention was a big
Right.
thing too.
Brings it back
Absolutely.
to what Steve
So,
talked about.
business owners, reach out to us. VIP Day, month of October, 15% off, right?
Sounds awesome.
Sponsored by Black Mammoth, of course, right? So, hit Black Mammoth up, do that. As for what you can learn and take from us, follow, like, share, subscribe, right? But ultimately, we're going to continue having newsletters that are coming out. We're going to continue to focus specifically for you business owners of things that can happen. Taxes are coming up, tax planning. So we'll get our CPA Brian involved. Little Birdie tells me he might be doing an hour a month for free Q&A sesh. Might come out. Might just a little plug that
Awesome.
one. My little teaser on that one. So stay tuned as these continue to roll out.
Absolutely. And again, everyone, as always, like, subscribe, follow, share. We appreciate you guys. We're here to help educate you guys. That's our ultimate goal is let's open the minds of the financial planning industry, and let's really educate people around what advantages or what disadvantages they might have had they not been educated properly. So as always, like, subscribe, follow, share, reach out to us in any way possible. blackmammoth.com, trinityif.com. We'll be here. Thanks.
Peace.
Bye.
The preceding program was sponsored by Black Mammoth. Any awards, rankings, or recognition by unaffiliated third parties or publications are in no way indicative of the advisor's future performance or any individual client's investment success. No award, ranking, or recognition should be construed as a current or past endorsement of Black Mammoth. Information regarding specific awards, rankings, or recognitions is available on the Black Mammoth website, www.blackmammoth.com. All investment strategies have the potential for profit or loss. Investment strategies such as asset allocation, diversification, or rebalancing do not assure or guarantee better performance and cannot eliminate the risk of investment losses. There are no guarantees that a portfolio employing these or any other strategy will outperform a portfolio that does not engage in such strategies. This broadcast should not be construed by any client or prospective client as a solicitation to effect or attempt to effect transactions and securities or the rendering of personalized investment advice due to various factors including changing market conditions. The information discussed in this broadcast may no longer be reflective of current positions or recommendations. While information presented is believed to be factual and up to date, Black Mammoth do not guarantee its accuracy, and it should not be regarded as a complete analysis of the subjects discussed. The tax and estate planning information discussed is general in nature and is provided for informational purposes only and should not be construed as legal or tax advice. Listeners should consult an attorney or tax professional regarding their specific legal or tax situation. Past performance is not indicative of future results.